yeah. It was a good weekend. It was our first weekend on the 2020 bike. So the bad thing is the first session we went out in, it was like everything we had to fix. Everything was new. The suspension was all wrong. I think we didn't post a lap in the first qualifying until the last 6 minutes
Oh no.
because I was like going around doing 2 laps and coming in, then doing 2 laps and then coming in, and I'd never post an actual lap time. So I was like, oh my gosh. So at the end, I was like, whatever the bike's doing, I just got to deal with it, get a lap time in. So that's why in the second qualifying, it was kind of wet. And like only, I think, like 3 or 4 people went out. But like at the beginning, I think, the fastest by like 12 seconds because I was just trying to make sure my bike was okay. Like I'm like, I gotta test the bike. And then I think at the end, Kyle Wyman came out and Tony came out and they knocked me off that top little spot.
Yeah, well, especially when all the races are over in Europe, it's hard to time it.
Right.
Like, you wake up early for work, but
Yeah.
it's not your first thing is, wake up, have a cup of coffee, and then turn racing on. It's not an instinctual thing because you're used to sports here in the afternoon or in the evening.
Different structure because it's all over the world. This could be in Japan and it's different time schedule, so I have to watch it the next day.
Yeah. But it's definitely, with all the technology, it makes it easier than ever. Like, you can go back and watch that 2008 season.
Yeah, it's cool. But today, so there was a glitch today. I was watching it on the video pass that I pay for, and I paused it. I went upstairs to brush my teeth. There was like 10 laps left, and since it was live, I don't have control over everything. Sometimes it'll like restart the page and it'll put me at time. I'm like, no, I don't want to know. So I got to go back and click back to whatever time it was. But then it went on to the next feature event, and that event hadn't been consolidated into a file I could click on yet. So it's like I'm watching it because it moved on to the next thing and it screwed up my place. So it's not, but yeah, it's way better than not seeing it because you don't have DVR or something.
Fortunately, I do film lots of very, very talented riders who have very cool styles, and so it's easy to make them look really cool, which helps in turn, grow my socials. But I mean, also we're a very niche community, which is a big community, so it's pretty easy to target as far as like algorithms and like engagement and stuff. So
yeah. Very cool. And I had wrote down a couple of bullet points, and I think you're the first person to ever ask me for some questions, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So if you want to be it's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I do these, I try and have an idea so I can kind of prepare, even though I was working before this, so I didn't prepare at all. But just so I have an idea of the kind of direction we're going with this, So, but I mean, I think it's gonna be a good podcast. So.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going with it too. I just like to start a platform and just start talking and see where it goes, and talk to people like you. But what's put up with you, Al?
Nothing much, man. Same old stuff. Just work and home and work. Now, actually, home and home.
Home and home? You're working from home now?
Yeah, working from home. We've been, I want to say, since the beginning of March.
Okay. We
got sent home for a few days, and then they said, I know everything is going back to normal, we can come back. So a few days after we came back, and they said, no, we're going back home again, and this is one for good. Yeah. So we left at the beginning of March, and it's been since now, sitting at home.
And today
I had a dent in my couch, same spot. My laptop is in front of me, my TV. Working from home is actually good. I get stuff done.
Yeah.
I get a lot of stuff done.
Productive.
Yeah. And your fridge is next to you.
Yeah.
Your bathroom is right next to you, and you're home.
Comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not stressing going to work with traffic and coming back. Exactly. That commute, man, just with so much stress relief, and now you're like, I'm productive. I'm not stressed so much. I can just focus on work. I don't want to focus about driving 2 hours home and get stuck in construction in Michigan that it never ends.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's productivity went up, man. I really like it.
Yeah, I'm riding with SWG Motorsports on their SV 650 in the lightweight class, and it's again, everything didn't really go to plan this year for that, because initially it was going to be me and a couple other Moto America riders that were going to compete in that, but everything getting rescheduled, it hasn't really exactly worked out to plan as most things this year has for people.
Right. Yeah. Do they know how many rounds they're going to have for the endurance series this year?
They've had 2 or 3 so far. I've only been able to ride at the Roebling round with them so far, and I think there's 2 or 3 left, and unfortunately, I think they all conflict with Moto America rounds.
Yeah, the thing with 1000s though, a lot of people get on a 1000 and automatically, they're like, oh, I'm going to be way faster. I'm losing all this time on the straightaways and stuff like that. And 99% of the time, as soon as they get on 1000, they actually go slower because they're fighting the motorcycle and the power so much.
Yeah. So you definitely recommend starting out on a slower bike, a lower CC engine?
I'll tell you what, I've been doing a little bit of riding and coaching. I rode one of my friends' Ninja 300 when I was in Jennings right before the 200 this year.
Yeah.
And I had a blast on that motorcycle. I mean, it's slow, but it kind of brings back like how road racing's like ballet. It's all about literally just roll speed and flowing on the racetrack. And I was literally passing guys on the outside on that Ninja 300 and the S's at Jennings. And they come off, they're just pissed because they're like, how are you doing that? I'm like, it's all about momentum and roll speed.
Yeah, if you make one tiny mistake, it affects the next 4 corners on those kind of bikes.
Okay, yeah, and I don't know. I still feel I lack so much. Riding was never I have zero talent. I always tell this to everyone, like, I have zero talent when it comes to riding. It's like 2 left feet, 2 left hands, horrible balance. Was never into sports. So that kind of hindered me a lot. So everything that I've accomplished so far in my riding and capabilities has just been through hard repetition. I can't tell you how much blood, sweat, and tears went into trying to get me where I'm at now. And I think if I wasn't so obsessed with it, I would have given up a long time ago. But it was a life-changing experience, and it kind of gave me reason to live. So riding kind of gave me a second chance at life, and that has to do with some health issues and some things in the past. So my husband hates that he got me into it now because he never sees me.
Definitely my dad was somebody who he never pushed me to race, but he's definitely, we want to be better, we want to do better, that kind of thing, and keep things fun. But really my trainer, Richie Perpinen, was the guy. I lived with him for 2 years, and he was a sergeant in the military at one time. He was a very good coach. He's very good. He was a good trainer, a good life coach, and an amazing friend. He's the guy that we're still training together. He's the guy I won both my championships with. This is the guy, and we used to sit and watch some boxing matches and whatnot. And, his big thing was, I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Then you got to do it. And, he's the guy who told me every day, hard work, dedication. He's the guy that if he goes out, I go out. It's raining, snowing, whatever. He's the accountability meter, and because he's out there, he's 40-something years old and he's still out there killing it, riding with all of us, stronger than me on a bicycle most of the time. And, I think that's the guy who really kind of instilled in my mind that, hard work and dedication, like HWD, that's what we live for.
And the health benefits are pretty wide ranging and pretty, I think pretty neat. And then just for me personally, I started the company because really I was just wanted to flow for free every day. And then somehow I was trying to find the cheapest way to do that.
Yeah.
Somehow I ended up spending like $250,000 building this business up.
And how many tanks do you have in your business now?
So we start out 2. We are in the process of finishing up our 4th tank right now.
Okay, so expanding a little bit.
Yep, expanding. We're also adding, almost done with a infrared sauna as well.
Okay.
And then we do have a yoga studio in the back as well. Updog Yoga rents that space out for me, so it's a second location for them. And we do a little bit of strength training as well.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, we try to do the whole mind-body kind of thing here.
Yeah, and I've actually done one of the meditation sessions at...
Oh, with Chuck, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did that maybe a few months ago, before all the COVID stuff.
Yeah, I think, you know, for me, it's about the challenge, right? It isn't even the task at hand. I'll give you a great example, right? I don't know, I was talking to a friend and they're like, oh, you couldn't build a basement if you tried.
Yeah.
Well, that lit a fire under my ass. I'm not saying I'm building a basement now, but I definitely started doing stuff. I'm like, okay, watch, I'm going to put this built-in shelf into my home, and you watch, I'll do it. And now I struggled, you know, it was all YouTube and blah, blah, blah. And I have mistakes, but you know, the second time I put in a built-in shelf, it looked better. The third time I put in, it was better than the second time. And then I built you know, the wife, I'll give you a great example. The wife said one day, you know, she was doing research and she wanted a coffee table. And I said, I hate coffee. For whatever reason, I hate coffee tables. I don't know why, I just don't like it. So anyway, she insisted on a coffee table. I'll go, yeah, that's fine if you make it. So she went and made a coffee table. And I'm like, son of a gun. I mean, I can't have you show me up. So I went and I built a dining table.
There you go. Hey, just a quick message. Please head over to my YouTube channel and follow on YouTube under ericswanracing.com podcast. And it's also under youtube.com/emusic2010. It was an old username I haven't been able to change on there yet. So you can always search for Eric Swahn Racing on YouTube and go ahead and subscribe and follow and click that bell icon so you're notified when we post new videos. Thank you.